Hello there and welcome to Homo Politicos. This is Enterprise TV. Kingsley Bass is my name. Very pleased to welcome you to the program today. Well, let's talk about some of the major political happenings in the country. Well, we'll make a quick stop in Kano State where there's a major concern regarding the Kano Emirate tussle. Then also make the stop at Rivers State, where, of course, you do know that there is a major concern there since the President Bola Tinubu, on Tuesday, March 18, 2025, declared a state of emergency in Rivers State and then appointing the Vice Admiral Iboite Ibas, retired, as the sole administrator of the state. He has since started work there, first approving the payment of February and March salaries for local government or local council workers, local council employees in Rivers State. We'll get to that as well today, which is a focus. Joining me to talk about this today and a lot more is the National Publicity Secretary of the New Nigeria People's Party. Recently got his, what shall I call that, chieftaincy title somewhere in Lagos. I'm talking about Ladipo Johnson. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much. Good day.
Yes, appreciate your finding time to be on the program today. Just before we get to Rivers State, I think that a fine place to begin would be Kano State, where we have the, only 7 governors under your party, controlling the affairs there. And so let's begin there. There's tension. There are reports of tension there in Kano State, and that's as a result of the Emirates seat. We do know that sometime last week, the Court of Appeal did give directives, ordered that status quo be maintained as regards its earlier ruling, though that was misinterpreted by some sections of or several persons. Well, there have been clarification as regards that. But yeah, we hear that there is concern, or there are concerns there, and that's because, as a matter of fact, tension, we hear, is said to be on the rise as a result of the Doba ceremony, which was first announced by the governor. As it stands, there are concerns that both Ado Bayero, the deposed Emir of Kano, and the Emir of Kano, Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, could be holding that simultaneously, which is a major concern. What's your take regarding that, and what's being done? What do you know about that, and how can this be fixed?
Well, the issue of the Emirates, unfortunately, has dragged on for a while. It is one of the main things that it would seem that the opposition APC have, some members have used or keep using to try to taunt, as it were, the governor of the state and members of the state executive council. And that is the fact that the House of Assembly they revoked the law that had removed Emir Sanusi during the Ganduje time and Ganduje administration, and they brought in Ado Bayero, and then they now removed Ado Bayero legally and returned Sanusi. Now, since that time, we've had that issue coming up again. As you know, Ado Bayero was forced in to the Emir's guest house at Nasarawa, where he is still staying. Now, the state has announced that the Durbar, that is customary, will take place after the fasting under the direction of Emir Sanusi, the Emir of Kano, only for the Ado Bayero to announce that he was going to have one as well, etc., etc. This has increased tensions within the state, coupled with the fact that what happened in Rivers happened just last week. This has led people to feel in Kano on the streets, they feel that it is another attempt to instigate violence and then maybe give the federal government the political excuse to say that there's a breakdown of law and order and that there would be emergency rule in the state. This, a lot of them had alluded to during the tribunal and all the way to the Supreme Court judgment, and also during the case at the High Court and Federal High Court regarding the Emirates issue. So that is why you have tension there. But I'm sure that, I hope that things will remain calm all through the Salah, the end of the Ramadan and the Salah break. I hope things will remain calm.
Interesting now because there has to be peace, right? The celebrations will have people gathered together. They would like to celebrate having fasted for some 31 days. They would need to now, rejoice and, be grateful to the Almighty for that period. And it's going to be interesting what happens next, especially with security forces, the security architecture in the state and indeed in the country on a lot regarding that. We'll maybe come back to that in just a bit. Just a few days ago, as a matter of fact, that picture still circulating in social media. You did reference Rivers State. Well, the former governor, immediate past governor of Rivers State, as well as who's now the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, was spotted alongside Ado Bayero, who is the chancellor of the University of Calabar, when Nyesom Wike, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, was conferred an honorary degree, doctorate degree in Calabar. Well, that picture is circulating social media now, and lots of persons talking about that, if that's appropriate, considering, the political or more like judicial situation regarding the Emirates Torso, the Kano Emirates Torso. What do you have to say about that? Because, well, some feel that, some persons say this is, it is malicious, it is mischievous to think of things in that light. Other persons believe that this is not in good light because the decision could swing anyway, and it could be perceived as there was some political interference in that decision. Well, the Supreme Court decision is yet to come, but what do you say about that picture making the rounds?
Well, I say that it is sad that in our country, under this precedent, that hands feel to a stage that an individual who is the former governor of Rivers State has such an influence over the judiciary.
In what way does he have that influence?
Hang on, I'm answering. It is sad, as I said, that people feel, I'm not saying he does have, but what you said is circulating that I saw as well, is people coming to the conclusion that maybe the former emir of Kano was in talks with him regarding the Supreme Court. So it is sad, and well, it is wrong, but it is sad that people in this country feel that someone has an influence on the judiciary, over the judiciary. and that if a case gets to the Supreme Court, that someone like him would hold sway. I'm a legal practitioner. I don't believe that is the situation. But that is why I say that we're at such a level right now where the average man possibly has no confidence in the judiciary. It is a shame. If not, that sort of picture and the comments will not gain any traction. But people are sharing far and wide because they think that, oh, it might be the truth. Or, oh, it was the decision of the Supreme Court regarding the 27 people, 27 members of the State Assembly in Rivers that said, oh, they didn't leave the party. Now, it was that decision that gave them the basis to say that there was no work between the governor and the House of Assembly. Therefore, there was a breakdown, and that some people had threatened, and therefore there was an explosion, and that Mr. President had to jump in to declare a state of emergency. So you see, it all works together. And then you see the reason why a lot of people have lost confidence in the judiciary. And a lot of people are saying, oh, Wike, he has the connection, he has this, and he can do this. As I say, I'm not sure it could be true, but that is what is on the streets.
But Johnson, could it be that this is just the mere, coincidence? It happens that at the time, Edo Bayero is the Chancellor of the University of Calabar. His case is pending at the Supreme Court. At the same time, Nyesom Wike, former governor of Rivers State and now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, who is perceived to hold sway or perceived to have some influence within the judiciary, happens to be conferred this honorary doctorate degree at this time. Could it just be a mere coincidence?
Well, is it coincidental that people feel that the former or the minister of the FCT has an influence over the judiciary? Should anyone have an influence over the judiciary? Should people even be thinking that if things were normal, in quotes? It shouldn't. We should not even believe that anyone would influence. But hey, people believe that, unfortunately. Then they see the Emirates issue. People feel that it is such a black and white issue. Even the Court of Appeal said it. The Federal High Court has nothing to do with chieftaincy matters. A plethora of Supreme Court cases. Yet you cannot stop them or the person from saying he wants to go to the Supreme Court. Now, the argument is neither here nor there. You could go either way. That should the court have exercised its discretion in granting a stay to that person, if they were so emphatic about the position of the law, right?
But
so you see, these things are there.
This is your primary constituency, right? Not necessarily politics, but the judiciary is your primary constituency. Isn't this standard procedure? That the state of the
it's not standard. It's not standard. A stay is not the grant of a stay of execution is not automatic. It isn't automatic. That is why I said people could talk about the exercise of their discretion. It is discretionary. So I don't know what they saw that gave them the basis to say, oh, okay, let's keep things at status quo ante bellum till the Supreme Court speaks. At the same time, it is because they do not want to leave the Supreme Court maybe with a fait accompli. But that's neither here nor there, because once the Supreme Court speaks, the decision would have been reversed if it was going to be reversed. And of course, you saw the misinterpretation given to that grant of the stay by the Court of Appeal. Mischievous, I must say, by some of the press to act as if, oh, Adobairo had been returned or something like that. But thank God it was corrected as quickly as possible. So, you see, I'm not saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the FCT minister has such an influence or any influence over the judiciary. But what I'm saying as a member of the bar is that it is a big shame. It is so sad that at this point in time in our country, so many people have lost confidence in the independence of the judiciary, so much as to believe that such a person as the minister could wield such influence over them to let things happen almost magically.
All right. Well, we know that this matter is before the Supreme Court, so we would wait. And by the way, you did mention some mischievous interpretation by the press. We'd like to state that, well, not Enterprise TV. We definitely didn't give that interpretation to that directive or the order by the Court of Appeal on the Kano Emiratoso. But that said, let's very quickly get the reaction of your party. You're the National Publicity Secretary of the New Nigeria People's Party. You've referenced the Rivers State, quite a bit in the conversation so far. What's the position of your party regarding the proclamation, declaration of President Bola Tinubu on March 18, 2025, declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State?
Well, we condemned it. We believe it is totally wrong. We believe it is unconstitutional. We align with organizations like the Nigerian Bar Association, with leaders and seniors in the legal profession, such as Chief Falano and others. It's almost unanimous that, one, the ingredients envisaged by Section 305 of the Constitution are not there, were not there. The president or the presidency was hasty, too hasty in moving to grant a state of emergency, declare a state of emergency. Not only were they too hasty, they have overstepped their bounds in suspending an elected governor of the people of a state and an elected House of Assembly of a state. This is a federation. We have a federal system of government. We have a constitution which has taken the pains, because of what it is, you understand, to make sure that you have checks and balances. The Constitution, in its wisdom, said that when you do such a proclamation, the National Assembly, in a two-third majority vote, right, of two-thirds of the members, must assent to it. What did we have? We had apparently Some people talking of the fact that they even did not have a quorum. And then they suspended. How could you do that? Suspend either the constitution or your rules or whatever, just to have not a proper vote, a voice vote.
Chief Ladipo Johnson, there are some persons who have said, oh well, when political parties, speak in the manner that you have spoken, what then did they do, to address lawmakers who were elected under their party, be there, and what they do in talking to their lawmakers to fix things. So, would you like to address that? What did the New Nigeria People's Party do in terms of addressing this situation? The National Assembly had 2 days to vote on that. As a matter of fact, they didn't do that on a Wednesday. The president made that proclamation on a Tuesday, and so they did that on a Thursday. So there was this window. Tuesday, Wednesday, meet with your lawmakers, give them a position where you want them to stand, how you want them to vote, and the position you want them to take. Did the New Nigeria People's Party do that?
The members from the New Nigeria People's Party,
yes,
knew of the position of the party.
But did you meet with
the
them?
National Assembly caucus? We have a National Assembly caucus.
Yes.
And we have a channel. They knew the position. But that doesn't even crop up now, because you had a voice vote. If you had people vote directly, we would know who voted for whom,
yeah, but the
or
point
who voted for what.
The point too is that
federal
lawmakers belonging to your party did not voice against the voice vote.
Were they there?
Were they not there?
Can you tell me those who were there?
Were
you understand?
lawmakers
I'm not in Abuja
present
at the moment, but I know that some people were not there. I'm not in Abuja. So when we can't, the buck stops at the table of the Speaker or President of Senate, Speaker of the House. Did they do things properly? Do you call for a voice vote where an enactment says 2/3? How do you want to determine 2/3? Of yay, nay, how? It's not a possibility.
All right.
It's not a possibility, and I would be surprised if any court, if it is challenged, if any court can uphold that voice vote. I'll be surprised.
At the moment,
it would be a travesty of justice.
There are no signals that this will be challenged in court. It appears those who have an interest in this do not want to go to court. They would rather see this 6 months, go by, and then look at what the president would do next after the 6 months. But
that's why Nigeria is where it is at.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is that we let silly things pass. We let silly things pass. Glaring things, we let them sleep. And we keep quiet and say we want to settle things. I think that it should be challenged by them, those in Rivers. Let us know the jurisprudence. Let's know where our Supreme Court lies. We have to keep testing the law.
All right.
All the time.
All right. Very quickly, we've got to close in just a bit, but before we let you go, we've seen talks, as a matter of fact, not just here, talks this past few months, but we've seen what looks like the coming alive of a coalition. We saw just the other day, speaking to the same matter of the state emergency rule in Rivers State, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, Malam Nasir Rufai, now of the Social Democratic Party, and some other political forces, someone from the camp of Peter Obi of the Labour Party as well. Together, the joint press conference, and what we didn't see, where was Kwankwan? So we didn't see him there. We didn't see the representative of the New Nigeria People's Party. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is your party part of that coalition? What's happening?
Well, the way we tend to do things, we believe that when you're working on a coalition, that it is a very strategic thing. And we've been holding meetings with various people, various groups and movements within the country. We do not believe that such things should be made public for now until we get to some strategic stages in the possible marriages and the possible coming togethers or bridge building exercises that we're doing. When we get to that stage, then you will see us in public. Because we have always said it, that we're open to working with anyone or any political group to make sure that we bring good governance to the country. So are we getting involved? Yes. Which and who and which or what or whatever we're doing, time will tell. You will find out. Maybe, and you see, even if it is the current one that you spoke about,
yes,
and I'm not saying it is, people join coalitions or what have you at various times. When a bus is going or a train is going from station to station, not everyone gets on at the first station. It could be the second station, third station. It depends. Right. But there are different reasons for strategic purposes. But the bottom line is we are talking.
All right. So we could possibly see a merger come 2027 or a major political force to challenge. A coalition, a major political force to challenge the incumbent All Progressives Congress. We've been speaking with the National Publicity Secretary of the New Nigeria People's Party. It's safe to call you Chief Ladipo Johnson, yes?
Yes, that's my title.
All right.
Yes.
We must say congratulations to, I'm not sure we've spoken since you got...
no, we have. Yes.
Yes, congratulations to you. And the very best with your personal endeavors and with your party as well.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, you too. All right, that's Homo Politicals today. Many thanks for watching. Make sure to stop by the comment section. Let me know what you make of the conversation today, your thought on the river situation, the Kano Emirates situation, and the coalition. Of course, that's a major talking point in the polity today. And the conversation continues towards 2027. Kingsley Bass is my name. Until next time, make sure be safe. Of course, be safe and keep watching Enterprise TV. Bye for now.